cool.
See both seats? It's cracking, guys. Just getting things set up. Hopefully you guys hear us.
Yeah.
Give us a second to get everything set up here.
So it's in landscape mode, flip sideways.
What do you mean?
It's the video is sideways looking.
Let's see. Oh, are we reconnecting?
Yeah, if we're looking at everything on the side.
What?
Yeah.
Interesting. Why can't that rotate?
I mean, it can. I can do this. It's your shit.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, I might have to do that somehow, which is not gonna be fun. What about this somehow? Actually might work. Wait, are you? Wait, it's still sideways? Oh no, my bad. It was catching up. There
Is this catching up?
Yeah,
Wait,
no, you're good.
should I go back to the way it was?
No. Not your. I mean, you're stuck in portrait mode no matter what you do.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
What?
But at least you're not. Which sucks. People are gonna bitch about that. Wonder why you can't flip it.
Yeah, why can't you flip this?
I mean, usually you just try flipping it. Well.
Oh, let's test this out here.
Yeah, hold on. Just
Fuck
try
this.
flipping it again. Maybe your accelerometer didn't sense that you were that way. Did you have it on screen flipping, right?
Yeah, it should be.
Alright. It's like behind by 30 seconds. So.
Yeah, but when it's on its side, it says rotate device. So, does it really only want to let you do landscape? Or, what's up, guys? Just trying to figure this shit out. Give us a second.
I mean, you could just leave it portrait because it's all. Also, oh, there we go. There's the live chat.
Yeah, what's going on in the live chat?
Just checking it now.
Sure.
It's just lagging. There we go. Hey, yeah, you're gonna have to leave it portrait.
Weak.
Either that or you have a sideways video. Don't know what to say.
All right, guys. Well, to get this started, I'll let you know now. We are recording this legit, so if this comes out kind of weak, I'll put up a more edited podcast after this. Other than that, you guys will get a cool sneak peek. You might want to scoot your chair in a little bit then, so we can condense the setup.
Ouch. Oh yeah.
All right, there we go. That's cool. Yeah, guys. Again, sorry for this setup here, but we are recording it better. We'll get a legit setup going soon.
So you have this for your live chat? I have my own.
Sweet.
Which is kind of tight.
Yeah, we're sitting in NSX seats right now.
Yeah,
this
is some luxury right
is
here.
super comfortable. Fucking boy. Alright, let's double check some things. Damn, this lens here is super wide. What's going on? What up, Honda How To? Hey, what's going on, guys? What up? Alright, so what's cracking, guys? This is episode 2 of the Honda Vlogs podcast. I'm sitting here with my good friend DJ, aka Sleeperhonda. So yeah, we thought we'd sit down and do a cool little podcast for you guys, kind of discuss some stuff. I mean, I've known this guy maybe like going on like 10 years. 10 years now, dude. That's such a fucking long time.
Dang, dude. I met you in 2005, dude. So we're actually more than 10 years, dude. That's kind of crazy.
That's super crazy. I don't even think I didn't have a car for a hot minute, and then I got a Civic EJ, and we were both working at Sony, and I met DJ, and this guy had a Del Sol. Actually, the Del Sol he still has before he did everything to it, and that was pretty interesting too.
What's funny is like this was my third Del Sol, and this was like my good one. This was actually the Del Sol that I purchased after I tried to venture out of Honda for my first time. I bought a 300ZX 1990 twin turbo, what is that, a Z32.
Yeah.
So I bought that car. It was awesome. Like, I mean, it was kind of like, I've always been a part of the two-seater thing. I love two-seaters, and I was like, all right, I'm going to try to get a Nissan two-seater and see what's up. Because I've always been a big Datsun fan. I really like the old 510s and shit.
Of course.
So, plus my mom. I don't know, my mom likes Nissans a lot, so I was just like, all right, yeah, they're cool.
You know?
So yeah, I buy like my we can get into like what happened to my 300ZX later. If you want,
yeah, definitely.
So after I got out of that, then I ended up purchasing this last Del Sol, and this is the one that you met me when I had, and I was just like, this is crazy. Like, you're meeting me at like the pinnacle of my awesomeness, because like it was the '97 VTEC. Like, I already felt like I've been through a few things, and I kind of knew what was up in the Honda game. And you were on your second or third EJ, right?
Yeah, second or third. I think it was my third one. Yeah, I picked it up. It had a B18 in it, and
that's right.
Literally at the time, like, I needed money. I borrowed money from my grandma, and she hooked me up, and she was just like, just pay me back, and I was like, all right, cool. And I needed to just get to and from work because I just started working at Sony, and instantly I was just like, get a reliable car, and I was like, this is reliable. It's a B18. This LS is great. And so I just bought it. Yeah, and then out of nowhere, this is my car.
Man, that was crazy. So, like, that car it was a Monet.
Yeah.
It looked super good from afar, and then you got close to it, and it was far from good, man. Not to talk shit, but
it's true.
It was its own color too. It was like a mix between gold and army green.
Yeah.
And then didn't it have like a lime green steely on it?
Yes, one lime green steely.
We went to a Fremont meet, and your car looked like it was like nothing but business. Like, it must have been like a super sleeper, but
yeah, I didn't want to pop my hood at all. It didn't look good. But if I didn't stand next to it and people looked at it, instantly in your head were like, I bet it's got a fucking mean ass swap. Why would he bring that here? And I'm like, because that's all I got, bro. That's all I got. What do you want from me
that
right
was
now?
cool, dude. Yeah, man. EG crew all day in the beginning.
Yes.
That was tight, dude.
On a good note, that was the meet that I was introduced to BBR competitions. Actually, the rims I have now. This EJ pulled up next to me, and then out of nowhere, I looked at the rims, and I'm like, I have to have those. And like, you never ever see those. And then a couple years later, they just popped up on Craigslist, and I didn't think twice. I literally drove to like Richmond with cash and just came back with them. I was like, cool, I have them now.
I think that might be the one part. No, actually, you have two parts. That's one of the parts I'm jealous of.
Oh.
Those wheels are sick as hell, dude. I'll give you that. The other part would be your carbon fiber dash cowl.
Yes. It was another random where you literally, like, I love jumping on Craigslist, and you know, you look at the Craigslist inventory and you're like, what's on there? I do the same thing for eBay all the time, and one day I was just like, Del Sol carbon fiber. What could I buy? And literally it was a dash cowl hood, like where your wipers go right in the front, and it was like quantity 1, and I was just like, but never to be seen again.
Yeah, that's sick, dude, because when you have a carbon fiber hood, it just like flows all the way up to the windshield.
Yeah.
It looks tight, dude.
It's tight.
I give you that.
I don't lie. I'm happy about that purchase too. I'm happy about that purchase for sure.
Hell yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, so this podcast might get a little random, but we're gonna try to keep it sort of organized. We got a lot of stuff we can talk about. But I guess my biggest thing that we could start off with is you did mention this is your third Del Sol.
Yeah.
So what made you, because I feel like the YouTube community doesn't really have a really strong, or I guess the community in general doesn't have a real strong Del Sol community.
Yeah.
So on that point, like, what made you keep wanting to buy a Del Sol?
So Del Sols are pretty freaking sick because they're nothing different than an Integra or a Civic. I mean, I think we all know that, right?
Yeah.
So, like, outside of the cosmetics of it,
Mm-hmm.
it is not rare at all.
No.
So what keeps it rare is, like, the body that encompasses, like, the EG chassis, you know?
Right.
So I guess when I was in high school, the '99 Civic Si, the EM1 dropped.
Right.
The Electron Blue B16, that thing dropped, and I was like, wow, they did it. Like this,
They did it.
This Civic is like super sick looking. It's just like it's totally the evolution of like the EJ. You can see the next step of it. The taillights are a little bit fatter. Like
Yeah.
it's just kind of it was just back in the day. It was bigger. It was just kind of it was mean looking, dude.
It was.
And it had the B16 in it.
It was very lifted as well.
Yeah.
Stock Del Sols. I don't get whose decision was it to make like,
Oh,
hey, let's
man.
make sure we can fit a whole head in this fender here.
I think that's a U.S. thing, dude. I think in
Maybe.
Japan they didn't come that high off the ground.
I would
It must
hope
have had
so.
something to do with like U.S. spec, like who knows, requirements or something.
Yeah, if you know, let us know in the comments because it's just like the
If
first
you-
thing you want to do is drop it.
If you see an old dude driving around in a stock Del Sol these days, it's super monster trucking. It's sagging in the back and the front's like, brr, you
Yeah,
know?
but he's loving it.
So yeah, dude, like, so my dad's a musician, and he had a guitar player buddy come over one day, and I was dead set on the EM1. I was like, as soon as I can get some money, $12K, that's
Yeah.
how much they were, right? About 2004.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm never gonna get that. So anyways, my dad's buddy brought over a red Del Sol, and this is my first time really ever noticing those cars before. I look at it and I was like, what is this little thing, dude? Like I'm checking it out. I instantly go on my fucking AOL fucking internet or
Yeah.
whatever the fuck I was using
Yeah.
back then, dude.
Dialing in.
Yeah, dude. And I was like, okay, let's do some research on a Del Sol. And you know, little did I find out, like it's really just a Civic that's lighter.
Yep.
You know? And I was like, okay, that's cool. And so my dad's buddy George had a D series in it, and I was like, okay, that's cool. Did some more research, found out that it actually came with a B16 stock as a variant, right?
Yep.
And I'm like, are you kidding me? So you're looking at, 200-300 pounds lighter than the EM1, and it's got the motor, dude. So I'm like, okay, this is the fucking chassis, dude.
Yep.
Like, and none of my friends are like gawking over these, like, this is gonna be the car I'm gonna get, dude.
Yeah, definitely.
So I ended up getting like a super beat up 93S salvage title, just like $2,500, which back then was a good deal. Now,
Yeah.
if I spent that on a salvage title, you're tripping. But yeah, so I got that car, man. I remember I bought it out in Hercules, California.
Wow.
It's about 30 miles away from here. So first time really driving stick.
Yeah.
Stalled it my whole way to work in Berkeley.
What are you gonna do? Yeah, I bought my first car. Like, we're gonna figure this out.
Yeah. And then it was Berkeley traffic, like on a Tuesday, and
Wow.
it was rough, dude.
God.
So many green lights of people honking at me, like, dude, I'm trying to figure it out, dude. And I was working at landscaping at the time, so I'd be like wheelbarrowing some shit from the street to the backyard of the house we're working on, and every time looking at the car, I just bought like, oh my god, I can't believe I just got this, dude.
I bought a car.
Yeah, dude. Fucking, one of those experiences, a new car experience where you're like, I got the thing I want. This is
Yep.
insane, dude. I remember my buddy Jason, he was like, hey man, congratulations, I'm super happy for you. Here's a CD. Gives me a, what is this? It's a Armin van Buuren.
Oh, nice.
And I'm listening to Adagio for Strings. That's the first song I've ever listened to driving my own car.
It's a great song too.
I throw that on and I drive home just like tears of joy, like, yeah, fuck yeah, dude. I'm so juiced, man. Yeah, so I guess we can talk about how that car's not around anymore.
Yeah, because that's a good segue into how you have what you have now.
Oh, dude, we got James in here.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, we got some people
my
talking.
chat's getting all messed up over here. So I mean, if you got chats, what's up, people? Glad the stream is still going. Let's
They're
go.
asking if we can film in landscape view.
Yeah, I don't know how to fucking make that happen.
We were trying to. I'm not sure what's going on there.
I think it's because I'm using the in YouTube app. I don't know. When I turn it to the side, it doesn't actually like that.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah,
guys.
sorry about that, guys. Trust me, I know that sucks. I don't know how to fix that for you right now.
Like you said, later when you upload the video, you can probably match it to
Yeah. So I mean, if you guys are watching, this is another mid roll. I have a setup. It's going right now. We're recording. So if this sucks, because it might, I might just take this down and I'll put up a better one if you guys want to watch later. So if you guys just want to gut through this for me, that'd be great. And definitely the next one, dude. Well, I'll fix this. But don't worry, I have this going.
We spent
edited.
enough time trying to get this all set up as it is.
Yeah,
like,
and then I was just like, let's fucking go live for people. And then, so I'm glad you're watching. Actually, I'm going to double check some stuff. But yeah, thanks for sticking it out, guys. I really appreciate it.
They said we're getting people saying the stream is good.
All right, cool.
So that's cool.
All right, cool, guys. Yeah. Like I said, the next one will go up, and it'll be a lot better. But glad you guys can hear us and stuff.
So,
But
anyways,
yeah,
dude.
let's get back into it. So,
Alright.
so what happened with the first Del Sol?
So my buddy Jason was driving his dad's work truck around, right? And I was driving to the job site with the Del Sol, and you know, I thought we're in some little cutty residential. I was gonna kind of like drive next to him and gun it next to him. Anyways, my dumbass, how old was I, man? I don't know, 20 years old. Anyways, I'm trying to make a turn around him in the residentials. I really shouldn't have been driving like that. Anyways, this is my first experience with the front wheel drive
spin of death.
Spin of death,
just traction of death.
Yeah,
here.
so I crank the steering wheel super hard to try to get around him, and then of course I'm still going straight on, and I slam my driver's side tire right into the curb, and my friend Jason drops his jaw like, that really just happened, and I was like, okay, I need to learn how to drive. Like I can't be driving like this. Anyways, so I destroy my car kind of. At least in my opinion, I was like, this all destroyed.
Yeah,
Even though nowadays, like, yeah, dude, just replace the lower control arm, the upper control arm, you can fix it. But to me, I was just like, oh god, I can't do this.
Yeah.
So I ended up selling it and getting my next Del Sol, which was another '93 white salvage title one. So
I just really needed it.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it was another like $2,500 car, and I got my foot back in the game. This car, super beautiful. Like no blemishes. Like it had a pearl white paint job, and it was just like a show car. It was like kind of the epitome of all show and no go. It was really fun. Like, I drove it to Las Vegas for Del Sol Vegas Invasion and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that the first one you went to?
Yeah, 2007 Vegas Invasion. That was the first one I went to.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, dude. So I mean, crashing Del Sols and figuring it out.
Yeah.
Dude, I have a crazy story about that Del Sol.
Yeah. Let's hear it.
Jesus. This is a fucking story, dude. Alright. I've never actually told this story on camera, so this is going to be interesting.
Let's do it.
Alright.
Yeah. This is the story of Del Sol 2, right?
Del Sol number 2.
Del Sol number 2. Okay.
Alright, so ex-girlfriend and I having relationship hurdles. We're beefing and stuff, right?
We're beefing.
And
yeah, it happens.
Monday rolls around after like a weekend of just like getting down on each other and just like bad times, right? And I'm like, hey, let's go play hooky. Fuck work today. Let's both call in and take a trip to Santa Cruz, dude. Like, let's
something good.
Yeah, let's focus on us and not worry about the shit that's going on, you know. In life right now. So Monday, it's like middle of July, nice, beautiful day. Top off, Del Sol slam to the ground. Let's drive to Santa Cruz, dude. We get about the next city over, enjoying life, and at this time I was kind of a hothead. I would say I was like 21, 22 years old. Thought I was the shit. You know, anyone who was down to race me or to like look at me wrong, I'm down to like throw it a gear down and be like, what? Anyways, I see this like. Speaking of which, it's an EM1 Civic, black fender, black hood, piece of fucking shit, dude. Four heads in the car, and they're kind of playing cat and mouse with me, dude. So I was like, okay, cool, dude, whatever. So I would like smash and get in front of them, and they would smash and get in front of me, and we're just kind of it was all fun and games. Nothing. I wasn't really trying to like, you know, disrespect them or anything.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, like these dudes get next to me in my car, and I'm looking over, I'm like kind of giving a thumbs up, yeah, dude, it's all good and shit. And dude starts talking hella shit to me, and my girl just being like, you know, like, hey, you know, you want to get in this car? Fuck this guy, and like, you know, and I was like, oh hell no, like, fuck these dudes. So I throw it in third, and I'm just like weaving like a dumbass in traffic. You know, I'm sure endangering plenty of lives. I would never do that in this day and age.
We're all young. We're all just smashing around. I see that a lot on the freeways now. Like I said, like I'm 30 years old and I'm driving down the freeway, and I mean, you'll hit 80 and you'll be driving, and then every now and then you just see like two to three lane swervers, and I'm just like, I want to be mad at you, but like I think in the back of my head, like, man, I thought I was invincible too. Dude, but now I'm just like, have at it, bro.
Every single year, there's a brand new wave of 18-year-olds driving,
dude.
So like, can you imagine that? As population is getting bigger, like we're also like dealing with all of the 18-year-olds and their dumbass things that we used to do. You know what I mean?
And it's like I want to be mad, but I want to be that generation that's just kind of like, I know, but fucking watch out, dude. Like, damn.
So anyways, dude, like, so I got my girlfriend just like oh my God, you need to slow down. What are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, whoa, just smashing through. And I smoke them, right? So I'm just like, cool, yeah, fucking show them, all good. Anyways, traffic starts to pick up a little bit. And at that point, like, my adrenaline's still kind of going off. I'm in the fast lane just cruising, and I'm constantly checking my rearview mirror, and I'm like, please don't let these guys catch up to me, because it started to get really hostile. Like, I could tell it wasn't really that fun for them anymore. Anyways, I'm chilling, and I see, sure enough, that blue Civic starting to fucking weave and catch up to me, and I'm like, oh, fuck, here they come. I say that out loud, and my girl was just like, just let them go, let them, and I was like, it's all good, I'm gonna let them win their race, and it's all good.
This isn't even a race anymore, I'm
yeah,
just
dude,
like,
and
I'm
like,
done here.
it was kind of like, there's a lot more of them in that car than there is me and my girl, right?
Yeah.
So I was just like, it's all good, I'm just gonna let them go. And they get into the fast lane, they merge over a little bit, but not all the way, and they start like, smashing up and like driving halfway in my lane, right? So I kind of move over a little bit in the emergency lane, and they're driving, like, trying to push me into the wall, dude.
Oh,
and I was like,
God.
oh, fuck. So I start slowing down. They get in front of me. I'm talking wild, dude. Like, ah! Like, things are, like, we're moving really fast, and, like, stuff's going on kind of quickly. Anyways, they
This
start...
is all on the freeway.
This is all on the freeway in the fast lane, dude.
Oh, my God, dude.
They start slowing their car down really quickly, dude. Like, whoa, 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 whoa. And I'm slowing down like, Jesus, dude. So I slow down. They come to a complete stop, right? And I'm just like, oh, my God, what the fuck? All of a sudden, both the doors open up, and people start getting out of the car.
What?
And I was just like, oh, shit, dude. This is not good. So I throw it in reverse, and, like, I go as far as I can to, like, before I hit the van that stopped behind me.
Yeah.
And at that point, okay, this next part of the story is literally 7 seconds of all this shit I'm about to say. So they see that I'm trying to get away, right? So they start, like, power walking / sprinting up to my car, and I'm just like, oh, fuck, oh, fuck. And, like, so meanwhile, everybody in the fast lane that's back a few cars has no idea why this lane has stopped, and the rest of the freeway is kind of free-flowing.
Yeah.
So everyone's trying to merge and get out of that lane, right? And I'm just like, oh shit, dude, I have to get the fuck out of here. I don't know if these guys have a weapon, and I have my girl in the car. Like, we're super low, my top's off, I can't roll my windows up, it's not gonna help. So I'm just like, I have to crash my way to get out of here. So I'm waiting. They see that I want to get out, and I'm just like, oh fuck, I need to go. One of the cars that drives up next is like it's like a Mercedes, right? A nice black, like, I don't care what series it is, it's a Mercedes, right? So I'm like, I'm not trying to crash into it, so I was like, fuck. Okay, these guys are getting closer. The next car, like, merging together way is a fucking Porsche, right? And I was like, oh my God, I cannot crash into him. At this point, they were literally almost from where you are to me, and I was like, I have to move, dude. And it's an Accord, right? A black, like 97 Accord, and I was like, this is the guy. Smash! And I smash into this Accord, like, take off, right? And he spins out into traffic, right?
Oh,
These guys rush back into their car to, like, catch up with me. At this point, you know, my bumper's on the ground. I'm driving on it, kind of. It's like, I'm, like, fucking in tears, dude, because I had that previous weekend just won best appearance at Vegas Invasion. So my car was dope looking, dude. I was such a racer, but my car was super clean looking. And so my bumper's dragging on the ground, and I'm just like, fuck, right? She gets on the phone with the cops. These guys are chasing me. I somehow lose them, and I get off of the next exit, and I hid behind In-N-Out Burger in, you know, this one part of town. And I'm just like, God, I hope these guys don't find me. We get out of the car, I'm pacing, I'm crying, I'm just like, fuck! And then it hits me, I was like, we gotta get the fuck out of here, dude. Like, a lot of shit just happened, we need to get the hell out of here. I get out of my car, put my foot onto my car, rip the bumper the rest of the way off, throw that shit in the bushes, and I'm like, we gotta go, get in the car. We get in the car, I'm about to reverse and get out of there, and that Accord that I smashed into found me, boxes me in, right? And I'm just like, ah, shit. So I get out of the car, and I'm like, hey guys, this is just what happened. And they're like, don't want to hear it, bro. You hit and run. Fuck you, dude. We're waiting for the cops. Sorry for my language. I know you're channeling.
No, I don't give a shit.
So, these guys are like, you're waiting here for the cops and blah, blah, blah. All this shit. Like, you try to hit and run us. Like, really getting in my face, dude.
It's like, dude, you don't know. Dude, it wasn't on purpose.
Yeah,
it's like, I
yeah.
need to get the fuck out of there. It's
100%.
like,
100%.
I legitimately felt my life was in jeopardy.
Yeah, yeah.
Look at this savage
Hey,
right
what's going
here.
on, dude?
I got the fucking Stig walking through. What's good, dude? Fucking chains and everything. God damn. What an intermission.
Yeah, so then, like, I try to explain my story. So basically, these dudes, this was their rental car. They're like, 4 big ass dudes from Brooklyn, and like this is their first time to the Bay Area, and they're like, this is what the fuck happens in the Bay, you know? Anyways, like I'm pretty fucking scared. This other dude pulls up, and he's an eyewitness, sees the whole thing, and he tells these guys, hey, no, like, I seen the whole thing, dude. Like, this guy was about to get his ass kicked, like, got out of his situation, like, it's all good. As soon as they heard that, they were like, alright, dude, it's all good, it's all good.
You're not fucking lying to me. It's like, those are trying to just smash into you, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
yeah.
That's not my point right now.
So then, like, so they're like, well, you're still gonna wait for the cops. So anyways, the cops come, I explain my entire story for them. The cops are fucking assholes, and they're just like, well, this is what you get for, you know, flipping the bird or pissing people off and just getting in on me, right? And I'm just like, dude, okay, I know, my car is destroyed. I don't really care about what the fuck kind of lesson you're trying to teach me right now. Like, I'm fucking pissed. Anyways, long story short, like, I drive my bucket-ass car back home, never hear about anything after that. I pay, but at the time I'm working like a $12 an hour job, and I pay off that fucking car, that $4,300 damage it did to that Accord for like a year, dude. It felt like a year.
Felt like a year.
In the meantime, I had bought my new Del Sol, and I this was the worst part. I had to keep my Del Sol, my new one, stock for a year while I paid this thing off. Stock wheels, black fender, just going like, God, I want to work on my car, and I can't. Yeah.
The pain of dealing with that.
So yeah, that's the story of my second one, and like, that story is actually on Super Street Magazine and on Honda Tuning. I feel like that story sort of like gave me my a foot in the door for like getting my photo shoot and having like a legitimate story for my car and stuff.
Yeah, but that's super crazy because it's like you didn't want to give up with the first Del Sol. Then the second one, this crazy incident went down, and you're like, no, the third time, like, I still want this car. I want to at least try and do it right.
For sure.
You know, and so I'm like, all right, well, how do I make this fucking happen, dude?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, I can feel it just driving around with a stock car. Like, how do I deal with this right now? You know?
So after that happened, I kind of blamed it on the Honda scene, sort of, because here I'm a Honda guy, had a clean little 90s Honda. Here's another piece of shit, like 90s Honda. These guys are giving me shit. They want. By the way, I bet they were super juiced I destroyed my car.
Yeah.
You know, like, I can't tell you how many times, like, in my head, I wish that played out differently.
Yeah.
I wish I could have just, like, ran into their car instead or whatever, right? Like, if I knew that was going to go down that way. So I was like, you know what? Fuck the Honda scene. It sucks. There's too many rats in this scene. I don't like the way people treat each other. So that's when I was like, I'm getting a Nissan, and I got my 300ZX twin turbo. There's no story behind that other than 2 injectors were sputtering, and spark plugs were fucking old. I had to get, so this is a twin turbo. That thing was crammed in that engine bay. Intercooler, plastic, like, corrugated tubes everywhere in that fucking engine bay. In order to change those 2 sputtering injectors, I had to drop half the motor, half that V6, right? And I was like, oh God, I freaking miss my Honda right now so bad. Like, I know how to do everything to that thing.
Yeah.
So, like, I sold that car at a hit and ended up buying another Del Sol. And that's when I was like, alright, if something happens where my car gets messed up or destroyed, I can't just think I need a new car. Like, I need to fix everything myself. And that's when I really went beyond cosmetics, learned about swapping motors and fucking learning about like DIY this and that, and really got into it, dude. It was so much more than just like looking cool at that point. Like, I was like, this Del Sol is gonna be a getaway car. Like, I don't want this to be flashy. I want this to be like, you can't catch me, bitch. Like, this is a perfect suburban, I'm gonna get the fuck out type car.
Yeah.
Hence, like, my build next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fucking crazy.
By the way, this is a prop sword, so if you think I'm like handling a random sword, it's actually this is my fidget toy. Okay?
Yeah. Costume piece. But yeah, to try and bring it back a little bit. So I had my EJ. DJ had his 97 Del Sol with a B16. And at that point, yeah, it was pretty much all stock. I think you had SI rims.
Yeah, okay. So I've gotten at least 4 people to buy Del Sols since I bought mine. I've gotten this guy to buy one.
This is why I have a Del Sol.
I worked with this girl at Electronic Arts, not the name drop a company I was looking for, but not like they're fucking that great anymore.
Yeah.
But she was like, I'm gonna buy my first car. What should I get? You're into them. I was like, you should get a Del Sol. They're hella tight. I go to Santa Cruz. I have a lot of stories about Santa Cruz for some reason.
It's so close. It's like, where would we go?
We buy her a jet blue 94 Del Sol with the 93 Del Sol front bumper.
Okay.
But somebody had bondoed the auxiliary lights, so it looked like a 97 without the fog ducts.
Okay.
Anyways, super clean car. She freaking buys an $800 anime vinyl.
The Natasha vinyls, yeah.
Yeah, and vinyl the side of her car with 2 fat anime characters. It was like super crazy. Yeah, anyways.
That's
getting people to buy a Del Sol is not my deal. I've got my brother to buy one. I've gotten two other people from like CRZ forums to buy one. You know, like just like a salesman.
Yeah, no joke. I ended up selling my EJ, and then I was working at this other place. We were working together again, and then DJ just rolls up to me, and he sends me a link in like Messenger or something, and fucking just rolls over in his chair, and he's just like, Christian, look, I don't want to go through I don't like the Del Sol conversation. All I'm saying is click the link. Just click the link, and what's good? And I click on it, and it's my Del Sol now, but I'm just looking at this, and it's like literally a red 94 VTEC, tastefully done, sort of, had like 17s on it and stuff, but had a B16, DC headers, AEM intake, I forget what exhaust it had at the time, but I'm like, this is kind of tight. Let's go see it. Let's check it out. And then we go to Pleasanton. This dude like lives in Tracy or something. He meets us at the mall here, and meet him at the top level, and I look at it, and I'm like, wow, this thing looks really clean. And like, honestly, I knew nothing about the Del Sol. I just knew it had like its own weird little idiosyncrasies, but I knew more like the EG hatches, the EFs, like that generation. So I was just kind of like, DJ, just drive it. Like, let me know what you think. I've never driven a B16. Like, let me know how you feel. And he's just like, okay. He fucking hops in it, and I just hear it like just running up and down the freeway. And DJ comes back and he goes, dude, it cracks hard, dude. Like, this shit's fucking healthy. It might even be better than my B16, dude. I don't know. And I was just like, okay, sold. And dude's like, what? And I was like, I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take it. But I don't have the money right now. I need to wait for one more check. And he's just like, it's yours then. And like, long story short, yeah, I ended up hitting this dude up. Payroll was just like, oh yeah, something happened in HR. We don't have your check yet. And I'm just sitting there with like the whole HR department.
Dude, I don't remember any of this.
Oh, dude, okay, perfect. Yeah, I'm like down there with the HR department, just sitting there like, look, you don't understand. This guy is holding this car for me. I want to buy this car. I need this car. What happened with HR? Like, why don't I have my check yet? Oh, well, we're trying to figure this out. I'm like, you can't just print me? Like, here's a printer. Print me a check. Like, what's going on, you know? And so they end up giving me the money, and I call this dude, and I'm like, hey, dude, I have the money. I can pick it up this weekend. And it's already been like a week, and the guy is just like, no, dude, it's totally cool. It's already been washed and detailed, and it's sitting in my dad's garage right now, and it's all yours whenever you're ready. And I'm just like, what? Okay, great. And like, we go to this other mall closer to where his wife was or something, I don't know at the time, but he shows up, and literally he's just like, hey, my whole family's in Jollibee. Like, let's go.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude. So like, we're driving at the mall, and I'm in there, and we're inside fucking Jollibee with his entire family, like, and I'm signing over all the paperwork and stuff, and he walks me out to the car. And I'm just like, yo, this might have happened the first time. And I was like, why are you selling your car, dude? And like, the second I said that, this Benz rolls up, and he looks over, and he kind of points at the Benz, and he goes, wait to my wife, who just bought another car and didn't tell me. And I'm just like, what? And he's just like, so, yeah, she's got to go. Shit. And so I was just like, oh, I'll take crazy good care of her, dude. Don't worry. And then, yeah, fast forward to actually buying the car. This is like, he signs it over, hands me the paperwork, hands me the keys, and literally this moment that like people joke about actually happened, where he walks away and he stops and he just looks back and he's just like, and he keeps walking, and I'm like, oh my god, I feel terrible, but oh my god, I just got a new car. And like, I texted the dude like, hey, I transferred all the paperwork, it's in my name, we're all good. And he replies to me like, cool, have fun, good job. And like, couple hours later, I'm cleaning the car, doing my thorough cleaning and stuff like that, and I find a picture of like his family, a couple CDs, a couple other things, and I message him and I'm like, hey dude, I took a picture. I'm like, hey dude, I found all this shit in the car, dude. Like this looks like stuff you would want. And then like, you know, an hour goes by, no reply, a couple more hours, no reply. Send him another message the next day, give him a call, like, dude, you sure you don't just, nope, my phone cannot contact this guy anymore. And I'm just like,
I don't know. What is it about Del Sol guys? As soon as they sell your car, they don't want to hear from you ever again.
Ever again.
When I bought my green Del Sol off of this guy named Jason in South City, San Francisco, I was like, hey bro, here's all my plans for this car. Trust me, this thing's about to be insane, and you're gonna want to see it. He's like, I don't want to know anything about it. You're gonna get this car stolen, and I don't want to be heartbroken. And I was like, no, dude, I'm totally not going to, you know. And then cut to now, where it's like, you know, it's been in a magazine. I got a couple of trophies and stuff, and I want to be like, Jason, here's your car, dude.
Yeah.
And it's like he's nowhere to be found.
What you thought,
yeah,
bro.
dude. It's like, oh man, I wish I could show him.
Oh my god.
You know, but
dude, that's insane. So yeah, now I have a Del Sol, and like that's.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, what's up?
What's the longest car you've ever? What's the longest duration of whatever car you've had the longest?
Yeah, but I mean, it's the Del Sol for sure.
Me too, dude.
Yeah, it's like 6 or 7 years. I don't remember, but yeah, it's the one like DJ said. Like I've gone through at this point 4 to maybe 5 EJ1 coupes. They've all been EXs. They've all had moonroofs. They all had Z6s.
I mean, dude, you even had an S2000.
Yeah, I even had an S2000 for a hot minute. Nope, keeping the Del Sol. I don't know. I mean, the S2000 was worth more, and I needed the money hella bad. We went to fucking Japan. I went to Japan again. But
still, though, like, you could have swung it if you sold the Del Sol.
Oh, easily I could have swung it.
It's just funny how that happens.
Yeah.
I'm just bringing that to point.
Yeah. I want to keep the Del Sol. Ah, man. But yeah, you know, time went on, and then suddenly we kept going, and then how did you get to deciding, like, okay, I'm gonna turn the faucet on the Del Sol now. It's time. This needs to happen.
Man, so, well, okay. At first, you know, as much as I say that I left my ricerness behind me when I built this car, when I first started building this one, I still started off in the wrong areas. Like I ended up still buying like a fresh paint job before my motor swap. I ended up buying like all the rare like meticulous JDM shit, like the license plate fillers and the visors and all that stuff. And you know, I wanted to collect that stuff because I saw the value of it all going up really high. And being like a CRX enthusiast, like I don't want to fall into that trap where you buy a car, you know, 15 years later and like all those JDM parts are going to end up costing you, you know, 3 times what they would have.
Like it was really hard to find JDM sun visors for a while.
Super hard.
And it was like $250 just.
Remember,
like,
you couldn't even find them on eBay. You had to go on like that one website that someone on Team SoCal made.
Yeah.
Yeah, to like get that stuff.
Yeah, it was really weird. And so at that point, I was like, we should just buy these visors now. Just start buying stuff.
So anyways, like with this one, I had the B16A2 in it, and that motor was such a night and day difference than my D series and my 300ZX, which is funny to say. It just had such a different personality. Once you crossed over into VTEC, it really came alive, and I understood it, right? Like, I was like, this is fucking cool, dude. It's so much different than a Z6. I was super addicted. Also, been around a lot of turbo guys, and just didn't want to get into that. I was okay, well, not that I didn't want to get into turbo, but the all-motor thing had me hook, line, and sinker, because when I was a kid, my uncle, which he still has his first car, it's a 1969 base model Mustang that he completely converted into a 69 Shelby GT500. I mean, all fiberglass, perfect body with the lip, everything, blue with the white stripes, like, you know, the iconic car. It only takes race fuel, and it's making like, I don't know, like 480 or something. And so like I just love that instant power band type of thing, and like NA was my thing, and I really wanted to stick to that. But I wanted a much faster car, because at this point it was 2007, 2008, and like B series was all a little bit retired. K series was in. Not to mention other makes and models were already like a V6 Camry would take me in my V16, and I'd be God damn it. So I remember hitting up my buddy Jose, and I was doing so much work. When I was working with you, just like researching what I want to do, B20 with with a GSR head, like what am I trying to do? I asked my friend Jose, I'm like, hey man, all motor Honda, what would you say? NSX? No, dude. All motor Honda that I could put in a fucking in my Civic, right?
Yeah.
Or my Del Sol, and he was just like K20A, and I'm like, I knew you were gonna say that, dude.
Yeah, I was hoping something not that.
And I was just like, and I agree with you. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking do that, dude. I look online, I source price numbers and figure out what I need to do for this, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna do this, dude. So I call up N1 Concepts, now known as Inspire. I got some friends over there, and I ended up sourcing that K20A, and I'll disclose this. I got it for $5,200. I'll disclose that now because the price doesn't seem to have changed.
Not too much. It's a little lower now, but we are talking. Hold on, we are talking 2007,
2008.
2008. Okay,
Yeah.
so I mean, they weren't as plentiful as you would like. Now you can go to like JDM, California Motors, HMO Motors. They were kind of around. They were like the main guys. And then we have JDM Engine Bays here in the Bay Area. So like you could get them, but then it's kind of like you didn't really have too many options to just get one.
Dude, like when I swapped it, like you were lucky if you had 2 brands to pick from as far as swap parts went.
Yeah.
Like back in that day, like all you had was Hasport and Innovative.
Yeah.
Like now, I'm pretty sure you could get like some like.
And Carceps, I think, right? Or they were.
Carceps didn't even. Yeah, they weren't even making mounts yet.
Oh, that's right.
And then, like shift linkage, like you had hybrid racing.
That's what I meant.
Our crew didn't even come out with their shit yet. So I was like, okay, either notch the center tunnel, bring up the stock gearbox,
right, the big ass like plastic gearbox,
or swallow $1,000 and get the hybrid racing gearbox, which isn't even that good anymore. Like this gearbox is cool, but if you put it next to that, the R Crew, I believe is the one that everyone gets now.
So,
R Crew, or is it the one you said, Carceps?
Carceps.
So, it's one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they make like a super nice billet one, which is totally the one to go with today. But anyways, like swap costed me around after tune, K Pro, J Black Tracks, to not skimp out on anything, around $12K to get that in the car. Haven't touched it, dude.
That's the thing.
You've been with me through so many track days, quarter-mile days at Sacramento.
Yep.
Random pulls in Mexico.
Cruises.
I mean, I have a list of cars that I've just been like, like constantly, dude. Constantly. And dude, I started it yesterday. Shit purrs like a champion, man.
So like, true. That's why I was literally convinced with the K20A. Like, just like, it takes so much abuse. Like, it doesn't, I can't even put to words. And it's like, most people are like, yeah, it's a Type R swap. Obviously, it's great, you know what I mean? But it's just like, I've seen the abuse it could take. And stock transmission, stock LSD, all motor, never been opened up, just straight bolt-ons. And I'm just like,
I've done this
literally, I think the rev limiter was set to like 9 or 8.8 or something like that.
So Jay was like, hey bro, we could put this at 98, but I'm going to put it at 95. And I was like, that's cool.
That's cool.
Like,
at the time, it's like, I don't. When am I going to hit that?
Yeah,
and now
dude.
it's just like, when do I not fucking hit the rev limit?
Dude,
like,
for sure. And I'm not going to lie, dude. Like, you get used to that power band, but if you take a week or a month break from that thing and you get in it, it becomes sketch again. And you're like, oh yeah, this thing's nuts, dude. Like,
what was I thinking?
Really nuts. It's really loud. It's really smelly. Yeah, it just stays together, man. I don't know what to say. I put all of my faith in that thing, dude.
Right.
I can't believe how well it stays together.
That's awesome. Cool segue into, so you have it done, and now you're like, this is awesome, and we go to Vegas Invasion, I think another year with that car. I think you get best motor or best swap, or I forget what you got, but eventually, weirdly enough, I guess Honda Tuning was technically going out of, not a business, but I guess getting merged or bought by Super Street.
Yeah.
Is it Super Street, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm not sure if Quick Works or Patrick contacted you, or we all kind of know people or something like that, but it was coming down to like, yo, the last couple episodes or last couple magazines are like kind of getting finished because there's no more Honda tuning.
Yeah, so that was a $3,200 article for me.
Jesus.
Actually no, hold on. Maybe around $2,400. I ended up paying a lot of money for this, and I'll tell you why. So this was my first Week Fest in San Francisco, right. And I roll out with JDM Drew and a bunch of his homies, and I don't know South City that well, so I'm trying to follow the crew.
That's right, yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to Week Fest, and I get my cars in the shows. It's gonna be cool. And we're driving. I go through this giant intersection, and it turns red, and three of us just flash, 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 all get flashed. No one's trying to stop at the stoplight because we all don't know how to get there. Yeah. So we all get tickets going through the stoplight, right? Drew probably doesn't know about this. But yeah, I got like a $680 ticket for that. God. Okay? So
the last thing I want to do is not be there. You know what I mean? Like everyone rolls in where and you're just like, I don't know, dude. Yeah. I'm stuck.
Yeah. Anyways, I get there. Great fucking morning, dude. Everyone's in that huge line. The line moves a little bit. You get out of your car with your coffee and you bullshit people. The line moves up a bit more. Anyways, I'm the very last person to get inside the warehouse, and they go, sorry, bro, we ran out of space. I'm like, dude, are you serious? He's like, yeah, we all filled up, man. I'm really sorry. I'm like, oh, that sucks, man. And he's like, hey, I'll tell you what, dude, we'll put you right here at, like, the front door, outside, cars baking in the sun. I'm like, God damn it. Oh, well, okay. So I'm like, well, I'm going to make this worth it. I take my hood off, and I store it off to the side. Little did I know, every single person standing in line is just like
staring at this car.
I heard the funniest comments, dude. Like, well, I guess that's a Del Fast, or like, or I've just heard other people being like, hey, you should do that to your Del Sol. I'm like, yeah, right. It's just all these stories, and I'm just like listening to people talk about it, and it was just entertaining. And then, sure enough, Patrick comes up to me, and he's like, is this yours, dude? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, I've never seen this swap in a Del Sol before, dude. Like, I've seen a K-Series in there, K24, just like, $1,800 K-Series, but like, you kind of went for it, huh, bro? Yeah. I was just like, oh yeah, dude, the red top and all that bullshit. And he's like, hey man, I want to shoot your car, if that's cool. And I'm just like, oh, absolutely. So I meet up with him one day, and he's like, yeah, I shoot for a couple magazines, we'll try to get you in on it, right? I shoot with him, and he's like, cool, I'll let you know when I hear something. I'm like, tight. A year goes by, dude, and I'm just like, can I just get those pictures, dude? Like, I'm not getting in a magazine. Like, just give me my motherfucking pictures. Like, I can't give those to you because if we do get you in a magazine, like, I can't let you have those pictures. And I was like, dude, it's been hella long. No joke, another year goes by. Like, 8 to 9 months goes by. And he's like, dude, we got an issue for you. It's the second to last issue in Honda Tuning. It's like people that have weekend car / track built purpose, like, not perfect, but have, rock chips and all that shit. And I was like, oh, sweet, dude. I get my car in that magazine, dude. Second to last issue. Meanwhile, I'm a subscriber to that magazine for 4 years, so I have all of the issues that lead right up to my car, dude, in like a sick ass box, and it's just like the end of a '90s saga, dude. It just like really put the fork in it, and I was like, cool, I did it all, man. So the $680 was part of the fee for going to get my picture or my magazine article. I also let you guys know, if you get your car in a magazine, and if you want that big sexy oak plaque with all of like the pictures and the article on it, that's $250. And you're like, well, of course I want that. Mm-hmm. So I ended up paying that too. So you do the math. It was just like over $1,000 or whatever. It's like, so anyways, but it was cool.
That's
dude.
Hilarious. How long did you have to look to actually find that magazine? Like, past the one that shows up to your door? Dude. I remember you like being like, I can't even find this.
Yeah, man, we went to Fry's Electronics hella times. My girlfriend would drive me to random bookstores. They don't carry it. So, like, I ended up having to go to, like, some website that has, like, back issues of shit. And, like, I bought, like, a little stack. Because my family wanted them and shit, like, my friends. So, like, still to this day, I only have my one issue, dude. So, hopefully Hopefully no dog pees on it.
You know what I'm saying?
But, God. Yeah, but it's cool, dude. Like, I mean, I'm super proud of that.
I would be, too. I mean, you still have it. It's still running. got into a magazine. I mean, before we jump into like current events, I guess, like, do you have plans for it now? Like,
yeah, dude.
is it just idle?
Big
like,
time,
what's
big
good?
time. I want to say, so Vegas Invasion 2020. I've told myself for years that that was going to be the next Vegas I go to. You know, quick disclaimer: driving to Vegas for me from here is like 11 hours.
Yeah.
Of 6th gear JDM VTEC the whole way. You're just like 75 miles an hour at 4,200, just way.
Yeah, and it's not like 11 hours because it's far. It's just like, you know, you stop and you go and you stop and you go again. Because I mean, you could do it all in one pull, but like you can't hear anything.
Nah, man.
It's hot. You have your music on as loud as it going, so now you just have like 3-inch exhaust in your hair. Your music is just blasting.
Which again is another reason I've already went to Vegas twice in that thing.
Yeah.
And then taking that, you know. But you know, you still feel bad for it. There's stretches where you're kind of throttling for 2 hours, and you're like, okay, and you put it in neutral, and you're smashing at 8, and you're just like, ooh, and it's just like, and you're like, oh, give the engine a second, dude.
Yeah, spin down, just idling it a little.
Yeah,
bit.
man.
But then out of nowhere, you literally have to be like, oh shit, here we go again, tax flying up again. You're like, great.
So, anyways,
let me just stay out of VTEC. I'll get better mileage. Like, that's not happening.
Not to go into build stuff, I might answer your question, but I have my VTEC turned on at 4,000 RPMs at 60% throttle, so you don't have to be in VTEC.
Okay, cool.
But it's ready for you when you want it to be.
Yeah.
So luckily I wasn't driving in VTEC that whole time. Anyway, so I do want to make it to Vegas Invasion with Loki and yourself. Like, that's my plan. That's in 2 years.
Yep.
This thing is about to see kind of a different life, dude. I want to paint it NSX black.
Ooh.
All inside and out. People want to give me shit for defacing this car. Fuck them. I'm going to deface it even more.
You know?
Painting the whole car. I want to get a roll cage in it. And I want to do my clutch and my steering rack. And after that, dude, like, we're going to Thunderhill and we're going to Vegas, dude. Like, I am trying to beat this thing up.
Yeah,
I want to drive the shit out of it, man. I'm still into front-wheel drive racing a lot, and I love that class. I love all the people in it, and I just can't wait to, like, just get that thing back out there, dude. I really want to. So you'll see that hopefully soonish.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's great to hear.
Yeah.
That's great to hear. And then I guess a segue, kind of pulling in Honda tuning again. One of the biggest things you said was like your dream car, and one of them was the NA1 NSX. So like, why and how long? Like,
okay, so I told you a little bit about how my dad's guitar player had that red Del Sol that like made me go, what is this? So one day he was like, hey buddy, I need help moving apartments. Can you come help me? I'll give you $100. And I was like, sure, dude. So I get a ride in his Del Sol, which is my first ride in one, and I'm just looking at the dash, and I'm like, oh man, this is fucking super cool, dude. I can't wait to have one of these. We pull into his apartment complex, and there's a red NSX parked nose into a parking stall, right? And I'm just like, what is this, dude? Like, this, everything about this guy is he's showing me things I never really noticed about Hondas. You know?
So I'm gonna check the camera. Just keep talking.
Yeah. So we pull up, and I was like, what is this? He's like, oh, that's an NSX. And I was like, oh man, like, I want that, you know what I mean? And he's like, yeah, good luck. The car is ridiculously expensive, you know? And I was just like, okay, well, I'm not going to worry about that. I can barely even afford one of these right now. So obviously, I mean, I just do the homework, you know? And as I become more and more of like a Honda nerd and fanboy, the more I'm like, oh my god, NSXs. I mean, how could you not, right? I mean, it's like, you know, just learning about the heritage and Senna and, you know, the whole fucking thing, right? So I get into it, and I'm just like, this is an awesome car. I'm never going to own this. Like, I know that I can't own this. I don't come up from a high enough status family. It's just not going to happen. But if there was anything obtainable, like, I will try to get one, you know? I actually really wanted a Di Tomasio Pantera.
Yes. Yes.
I'm a big Pantera fan. I really like that car, and I like its heritage, too. So yeah, that's the first time I saw an NSX was instantly the first time I wanted one, but I really didn't think much of it. But if someone was ever going to be like, what kind of car do you want? It's instantly going to be like, well, if I could pick anything.
Yeah.
I mean, this goes into like Gran Turismo and Tokyo Extreme Racer for the Dreamcast. Like, I'd always like try to get the NSX, you know, and be like, tight, I got this, you know. So yeah, I mean,
that's awesome. So when did you decide? So I gotta adjust this camera here real quick. When did you decide it was time to start looking?
Yeah, so I basically started building my credit a couple years ago to the point where I was just like, well, I can't buy one straight up, but so I bought that CRZ,
right,
and that helped me. So as soon as I bought that CRZ, like I had to put like a ton of money down, then I was paying it off, and that helped my credit out. So once I paid off my CRZ, then I was able to get out another loan, and I just started Craigslisting it, man. And then it still seemed unattainable at the time, but then I just started being like, dude, I'm kind of a hippie. Sorry, this is kind of a hippie, and like, turning 30 years old and shit. Not that that's a midlife crisis point or anything. I just realized like I'm dailing a CRZ. I really like the CRZ. It gives it gets a lot of attention. It's just so fun to drive in the twisties. But God, it's gutless, dude. I hate to throw it under the bus like that, but I mean, I think we're all Honda guys here.
Yeah,
we know, dude.
it's
like,
true.
It's fucking slow, dude.
Off the line, maybe.
I mean,
fun.
and my shit was sick. It backfired. It just sounded super nasty. One day I was getting onto the freeway, and there was a Kia Soul next to me, and this motherfucker, I look over, and he's like, "You can't merge in front of me, bro." So he gets on it, and I was like, oh, I can't merge in front of him. Like, our cars are going the same speed, you know? I was like, fuck, dude. Yeah, and my shit's all, going the same speed as this Kia Soul. You know, I was just like, God damn it, dude.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and so at that point, I'm like, I've always owned a low-ass, noisy little Honda, and I've always dailied two-seaters. Why not?
Yeah.
You know, like, let's just get an NSX, dude. So, I mean, you know the rest of that story. I was Craigslisting, we saw that one, and then cut to season 1 Honda vlogs when I found it, you know?
Yeah,
so,
exactly. Oh my God. It's a different car. Like, even today, like...
It is, man.
I don't know. I can't say that I would want one. Personally, I think it's a choice you have to make. I'm just really love the S2000. Like, once I had that, I was just like...
Funny, I don't think I could ever own an S2000.
Yeah, and that's what's so interesting about that is I'm like, you're crazy.
I mean,
but then
obviously
I'm sure he's at the same time like, you don't want an NSX. I'm like, I mean, it's not like I wouldn't say no to it. I'm just like,
I feel like there's something weird and quirky about Del Sol kind of guys or CRX guys in general.
Yeah.
Like, we always got to take the strange path.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I didn't actually, like, I don't know, like, I didn't build a car for boost. I wasn't interested in getting, like, the nastiest build, hence the Del Sol, which is a little bit more of the underperforming chassis. If you wanted, like, you should get an Integra or something.
Yeah.
I never really wanted an Integra, so I didn't really go that route. And for some reason, I noticed with other Del Sol guys, we're like the fucking, Hondas. I want to get the weird stuff, like a Honda Beat, and, like, you know, a Honda City Turbo 2. Like, I don't know, like, I'm just into a ruckus. Like, I'm into the weird shit.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like we're the kind of guys that, like, is the NSX the fastest thing on the road? Not really. Does it make faster track times than S2000? Debatable. Depends on the track. Depends on the driver, you know? Obviously, like, the S2000 is probably miles ahead of it as far as, like, a purpose-built track vehicle. Like, that's really what you want, you know? And for me, it's not about that. Do I like the status of it? It's fun. It's interesting. It kind of reminds me of having the ruckus where everyone wants to talk to you. It's like the biggest dude magnet in the world. But it's not that. It's not that either, dude. My expectations for that car were super high. I drove it, and it was way higher than I expected, man. Like, it's built to a different standard. I don't want to say that because, to me, all Hondas are built to this standard where they're amazing, and if you don't have experience with a Honda that you beat up, you don't get that.
Yeah.
You don't understand, like, dude, most people, when you're like even with this car, like, I had 80,000 miles on it, I had people say that's kind of a lot. It's like, oh my God, that is not a lot, dude.
No.
That is not a lot of
Not a
miles
lot.
for Honda. You know, and the fact that you think that's a lot means you've never owned one. You've never experienced putting a ton on it, you know?
Yeah.
If you drive an Evo, I hate to say it, you put 100K on it, it's not the same car.
No.
It's not.
I mean,
you're lucky if you can put that on it,
Yeah.
dude, you know? And it's not the best performing car, but it is every. Zygreen, the YouTube guy, he said it well, dude. It's like there's like a checklist of things that we don't rate things in America, and one of them is a driver experience, like the experience driving it. You know, all the things that you touch, the way that the thing's built to a standard. Hold on, listen to this, dude. I mean, listen to how this door set closes, dude.
It's solid.
You know what I mean? And here's the Del Sol. Listen to this. You know what I mean, dude?
Hollow.
There's something.
Yeah.
Like,
I really hope that picked up, because like the NSX is like, it's made of aluminum, so
yeah.
you would think like there's nothing there, but it was a solid close. And the Del Sol, you can tell the door is empty.
Yeah.
Like the car is just clunk. But
also, you could tell a machine made this car. You know what I mean? So, little Honda fact: every single Honda bolt, even today, is hand threaded, and then a machine tightens it down. Not many factories can say that. However, the NSX, no machine touched it. It was built by nothing but Honda technicians that had a bare minimum of at least 10 years working as a technician to even build it. Like, that was the car was built by a bunch of fucking samurai, dude. And like, I don't feel like any car is ever gonna be built to that standard ever again.
no.
The newest NSX came out, and it would just. It's kind of like how Bitcoin forked, man. It just made the original one worth so much more. You know what I mean? Like, now it's all about the original again. And the value that's gaining, it's just going to be too hard to pick one up. And I wanted to get it before I couldn't. And I remember back in 2009 when they were 25,000 to 29,000. Wish I had the money back then.
Yeah.
You know, these now they're going for like, if you pick one up for 45, 50 grand, it's not bad.
It's
unfortunately,
not bad.
You know.
Yeah. God, that's insane. I'm assuming this one's just gonna stay how it is for a while. Like, I'm sure everyone's got plans, but for the most part, it's like, I'm gonna enjoy it.
Yeah,
I think that's where it's
I'm
going.
super enjoying it. Like, I mean, obviously, you see, I have wheels on it now, and all this shit, and I mean, it's good, dude. I want to get my seat situation figured out, get my brides back in there, and all that shit. But it's fine, man. Like, it's hard to want to change anything on that car. It's funny, but it's really hard. Maybe if I drove it for another year or so, I'll want to maybe look into getting a Comtech Supercharge or something, just because those are getting rare too. But I don't. Yeah. It's fine the way it is, man.
Do you see yourself driving anything else after this, or like, do you want anything else? Like, just not to have like 500 cars, but just on the aspect of like, obviously, I mean, for me, I would assume this for you, it's like probably wouldn't be not a Honda at this point, but like, I mean, you got the K20 Del Sol, you have an NSX now. Some people I've seen have that and like a BMW Daily or just some other car.
Well, if I was balling, I would actually try to get a Tesla Model S.
Ooh.
I do like those
Teslas
a lot.
Are cool.
And if I was really balling, I would get a P100D. Those are sick. That's like the only make and model I would probably venture to. But right now, dude, I'm actually in the market for another CRX.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be my daily. I'm not trying to find a clean one. I just want something I can park on the street and have a normal car again.
Yeah.
Right now, my brother drives me around when I gotta leave my car in a sketch spot. I'm like, hey, dude, I need a ride, man.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure he's getting a little tired of that. So yeah, I'm CRX fanboy, hardcore, and I just want another one.
Yeah, we always joke about just buying a car we can leave on the street. And so before you know it, like, wheels are on it, tints, like whatever else you got going on with it and stuff, and then before it's just like, great, I kind of don't want to leave this on the street, Yeah. Are we even still live?
Yeah.
Oh, tight.
Yeah.
Is there people in it?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, I haven't even checked in with you guys. What's up?
Yeah, sorry we're not really interacting with the chat very well.
Yeah, my bad. But yeah, like we're saying, sorry, it's in portrait, and we are recording some of this, so I might either upload this one later, but yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in. How many people are here?
Well, the stream is lagging for me, so I can't really tell.
Yeah, same with this.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Ish don't know.
Okay, alright. But I guess we can go back in time a little bit when it comes to going to shows and things like that. Did you ever see yourself doing that? Did you expect that? Do you still want to? Like,
wait, going to shows and stuff?
well, aside from going to shows, but like being in Week Fest and all this crazy stuff, like.
Well, for me, like, yeah, like I love going to those shows still, just because like a lot of my friends still go to that stuff, and I'm the kind of person that if my car is not in the show, I'm probably not gonna go because I don't trust my car in the parking lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I just like going to shows just so I could have a good place to park my car while I go to the show.
Get there early, just park somewhere in the show.
Yeah,
like, all right, cool.
yeah. I'd be like, all right, well, it's cool now. It's cool here. No one's gonna mess with it.
That's
Yeah.
tight. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I miss hanging out with a lot of those Inspire guys, and I can't wait to start going back to shows. I've been off the radar for this summer.
Yeah, I feel it. It's kind of how I am too. Like, I just haven't really, I don't know, I got stuck with work and just doing other stuff. And obviously, like, I did this YouTube thing to kind of get myself back into it, and it's been working. And then as that's kind of evolving, I've also really enjoyed just talking to people like this, you know, like starting the podcast and stuff like that, because as much as going to the shows and getting a group of guys together that are always kicking it and meets and stuff, like, there's a lot of untold stories and just stuff like that where you're actually getting back with the community, and that's what I've been enjoying right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I obviously I see myself going back to shows and getting my car back to the way it was and stuff like that.
So are you going all RSX right now?
Actually, I don't really know, but the RSX is basically turning into like I want it to be like my turnkey, it just runs car, because my EF hatch, I still have it. I'm probably gonna swap it, but I see myself like tracking that car. I know I'm gonna track the Del Sol. I don't want to track the RSX. It would be sick, I know it, but at the same time, like, I just want a car that looks tight, that I could take places and park and just turn the key on. There's been many times at Del Sol, like, why isn't my fuel pump priming right now? Oh, I gotta fucking do this. Oh,
for me, it's gotta smack the ignition the ignition coil.
Yeah.
Not the coil, the switch, the ignition switch behind the steering wheel. It's like ding 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 ding. Woo.
Yeah, it turns on.
It's just like there's just little meticulous things I gotta.
It's always messing around, and I literally bought the RSX because my hatch went down on the side of the freeway, and then I just got the RSX, and ever since then it turns on. I think I have like a bent valve or something like that. I can't decide if it's a bent valve or a rod knock, but I don't think it's a rod knock because it's been driving, and I know it's like not right. Don't, like, you know, you're abusing your shit, but like I put a lot of miles on it, and it seems to be doing well. But yeah, I've been talking to a couple people. I think if I can get my hands on it, I'd buy another A2 motor, because if you follow my channel, you follow me. I bought the RSX. It is a Type S, but the kid threw a rod through the block that I bought it from, and he was also in a like financial crunch, and it was like, oh, I could buy a base motor for like $600, and the shop was like, why would you do that? And he's just like, because I need a car. And so he did that, and so now it's got a base motor that I feel like he just revved out like if it was an A2, and so that's possibly why it bent a valve or something's going on. But yeah, I might find an A2, but those are actually kind of being expensive to find, and I can find them pretty cheap, but they're also like 150, 170K, and at that point it's like, I don't, like, we just had this conversation about 100K miles on a Honda isn't that bad, but 170 is like, that's kind of pushing it, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, if you're gonna, like, if you just want to swap it in and, like, it have it be super reliable. If 170K, it's like, all right, well, then I should probably do the clutch and the timing belt and the wire pump.
You know, and then it's like, it's not
doing a full
anymore,
you
know? So, I'm talking to a couple people. I might K24 swap it, do a TSX swap. I literally have the base motor with all the Type S bolt-ons. I still have a 6-speed, the intake manifold, all that stuff is still on there. So if I slap all that on to a TSX, I'm working on getting K-Pro. This is all stuff that, like, I'm thinking about, but I think that's what I'm going to do. And then it's just going to be my daily. You know, if I need a car, you know, Allison and I, my girlfriend, we want to go to, like, on a cruise or go away or take a road trip or something. It's kind of like, that's the car. And I'm not scared of leaving it on the street. I got stock rims. Not for long, hopefully. But, you know, like, that's the car I can just take. I can park and be like, cool, it'll get us here. It'll get me home and stuff. But it's going to be quick. That's just how it goes. But, yeah, I've been daily in that for, like, a hot minute now.
Tight. That's sick, dude.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see that.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I needed a car that would just run. For
I mean, your hatch has been running.
Oh, my hatch has been running.
Yeah.
Yeah, 270,000 miles been running. And literally when I bought that hatch, the dude said he hadn't started it for 2 years. I asked him why he hadn't started it for 2 years, and he pointed to the curb, and it's because he bought a Del Sol. He had a black Del Sol on the curb, and he's like,
really?
and I stopped, yeah, because they stopped driving this car. And I was like, why doesn't it run? And my buddy James, that I also worked with, James from the video I just put up, the FA5, he drove me to San Jose after work, and it was sitting there, the tires were like all flat, and he pumped them up for me, and then dude's like, I'm sure it'll run with the new battery. And so James drives me to like AutoZone, I plop in a battery, put in the key, beep, 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 I'm like,
didn't you say it sounded like it was running on 3 cylinders for a second?
it sounded like it was like driving on 3 cylinders, and I'm like, well, will it move? And I drove it like maybe to the end of the block, and it went from like, and then suddenly just purring. Like it sounded sputtery, and then
amazing.
Drove it around the block a couple times. The registration was all messed up, so I didn't want to go crazy. But amazing. Literally just gave him money. He wanted $700 for it, and I was just kind of like, no, I think he wanted like $900 or something. And literally, I didn't even have that at the time, and I was just like, dude, I don't want to lowball you. I literally just put my hand in my pocket. I pulled out like $700 cash, and I was like, this is literally all I have to my name right now. And he's just like, I'll take it, dude. I was like, thank you. And again, I've also had that car for like 5 years, maybe $300 in oil have I put into that car. 270,000 miles of just oil change.
I heard something beep.
I think the GoPro.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah. But yeah, dude, insane. I don't know. I can't beat those 2 cars.
So, not to turn the interview around, but I mean, I feel like there's questions that people would like to hear from you. And I watched your 621 podcast with Adam.
Yeah.
And he asked a question to you, and you didn't elaborate on the way that I feel like he wanted you to. And he asked you, where do you see Honda vlogs, and what are you trying to do with your channel? And the reason I'm asking you again is because I remember you telling me that you were interested in actually buying a space at some point in the future. Like buying a space for you, for your cars, maybe for the channel, maybe a storefront, maybe this or that, and maybe combining efforts and weird things, you know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is that still something that like you can see yourself trying to do later?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely see that. When I started the channel, it was literally to get myself back into working on my cars, pushing me to do that. But I've lived in an apartment for a really long time, you know, and then I've worked in cars in my garage, and then, you know, come over to my friend's house, hey man, can I use your hose? My fucking apartment complex won't let me wash my car anymore. Dealing with stupid shit like that. And so deep down, I was just like, I think I would love to buy like a warehouse space, you know what I mean? Enough for like 2 cars, a lift, and then just be like, cool, come have kick-its, come hang out. I got like a 2-pole lift. Someone can hit me up like, yo, like, can I fucking do my oil change? And I'd be like, yeah.
I always wanted one of those shops where like it's got like the wooden steps that go up to like the upstairs office.
Yeah,
and
dude.
just fucking live up there, dude.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Then you can like open your door, look from like a little balcony up above at like your car's on the lift, and just being like, yes.
Yeah, it's like having a cool ass little industrial space, and then you have like an office up above, you know?
Then you could actually buy $1,500 CRXs or little come-ups that you find that you could have space for.
Yes.
Because there's so many little Hondas I wish I just had space to have.
Exactly. I wish I just had space to keep them. Do I need them? No. Am I going to keep them forever?
Do I want to keep
Probably
insuring
not.
them and registering them? Not really.
No.
But I want it. I want that.
Yeah, you know?
I just want to put it somewhere.
I know so many people that, like, they fucking buy Nikes. They buy, like, whatever they can buy, you know? It's like, oh, okay, what is this, $600 pair of sneakers? What's the problem with a $1,000 little Civic? Like, what's the problem there? It runs, it'll get you to point A to point B. You're in a bind.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy, you gotta go.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? And then you sit around and you can off that on somebody. It's just like, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Building it, I guess, as like, not so much as a brand, but more of just like a way to fund my hobby and my passion. And this podcast is now starting to bring to light of like bringing the common passions together, you know? I'd love to have a little studio, and obviously I'm doing more of these podcasts, but being able to just talk to other people that have like built their life.
You know what's
around
crazy about Hondas, dude?
What's that?
it's like you get into something, some other hobby for a minute. Like it might just be like Call of Duty. You might be hella into that, or you might be into like, I don't know, just whatever hobby, and you're like, I'm all the fuck about this right now. And like, you'll be like, oh, I want to do hella stuff that incorporate this hobby. Every one of those hobbies goes away, except Hondas, dude.
Yeah.
Like every single time, like Hondas are always there for me, dude. And it's funny how like that interest is just, I'm confident at this point that I'm always gonna be about this culture.
Yeah.
And I'm always gonna be about this life, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That was actually the biggest, got another plane going by, but that was actually the biggest reason, like when I started the channel, I just wanted my name because I was getting into vlogging and doing all that stuff, and I was like, I'll just be me. And then I realized that, like, I don't see myself driving anything else or being a part of any other thing.
Or like talking about something else.
Yeah.
So much more.
And you know, I have a group on the side of other YouTubers that like I bounce ideas off of, and friends and people on Instagram, and I'm like, I'm thinking of changing my name to Honda Vlogs, and they're just like, well, what if you drive anything else? And I was just like, what else am I gonna drive, dude? Like, what? Are you kidding me? But no, dude. I mean, you know, you never know. Obviously, you never know. I'd love to drift, and like, it's really awkward to drift an S2000, you know. But so I was just like, if I ever get like an FC or something, I'd have to fucking put like a Honda motor in it just to justify like putting it on the channel. So like, yeah, until the swap is done, I can't do that.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that ran out.
Do you think your phone did? No.
I don't know. Check the stream. Maybe they'll grab it to the car just in case.
Alright.
2 seconds, guys. If you're still streaming.
Yeah, buddy. Getting kind of hungry. Man, I can live.
I don't know if the stream's still going, guys, but
I asked if we're still alive in here. I don't know if my... It looks like we are, dude. Looks like we are.
sweet.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Awesome,
Thanks.
guys.
Thanks, Hisoka.
Oh, nice.
Hisoka. Hisoka. That's super JDM, man.
Gonna swap batteries, guys. So if you got questions or something,
Either the stream knows that, like...
throw them out.
We're not interacting with them, so they aren't talking, or we're so interesting, it's just... It's captivating.
You know what I mean? They can't get enough. So I can swap batteries here.
This is a nice little Sunday.
Yeah, definitely a nice little Sunday.
Not
Sorry, I
bad.
gotta move the mic around, guys.
Oh, there you go.
Cool. Got the DSLR running out of battery here.
It's funny how, like, hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
It's funny how, like, if you watch a podcast or a stream with someone, and like you know that feeling of like feeling like you're hella boring, but like the guys watching like no, this is tight, this is tight.
Yeah, keep going, keep
Yeah,
going.
you're like, all right. You just gotta have faith in that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many times where like Zygreen's for sure like a reference for this, but like there's times that fool's just talking about nothing.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, no, dude, keep talking.
It's fine.
I'm not mad.
I'm not mad.
Just go for it, bro.
Gotta get that clap action.
Yeah, buddy.
Alright, so we're back on here. This is gonna be a weird editing process, but
Yeah.
cool.
Good luck with that.
Cool. But yeah, I think I answered your question. I'm not sure.
Yeah. For sure, you did.
I'd love for this to turn into something bigger. So yeah, that's
And
kind of the
by
hope.
bigger, you mean like not trying to work another job?
Yes. Yes.
I just want to do Honda shit with my
I
friends.
just want to do Honda shit with my friends. I don't know, guys. I've been working in tech and random jobs, and now I kind of do a lot of stuff at a shop, and I got YouTube, and I want to take that a lot more seriously. And it's like I'm not even looking at it from like I need a bunch of subs to make a bunch of money on YouTube. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
more so like I'm done working in tech and for somebody else, and everyone says that I don't want to work for somebody else, but like I'm okay not doing I'm not, okay, let me say this a little better. I'm okay not making hella money. I'm legitimately pretty happy with what I'm doing right now.
I feel that.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, this is really helping me just realize, like, wow, you know, when you were a kid and you fucking picked up the saxophone or you picked up, like, baseball or something, I really want to do this, and your parents just, like, were like, yeah, right, we'll see. You know, and this is, like, the longest running hobby I've probably ever had.
Do you find that the more people that hate makes you stick with it longer?
Yeah, because the people that hate will probably, like, either they'll always hate.
Yeah.
I don't think they ever really come around.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they're just kind of like, all right, but I've always been about, this is my thing. I don't
It's like,
care.
don't you realize that the more you hate on what I do, the more I'm gonna fucking smoke you?
Yeah.
And the more I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Like,
It's how it's gonna work.
yeah, yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, this is gonna be weird to edit just because, like, I don't know what.
Your GoPro's not working anymore, so
Yeah.
you're gonna have to go from like
GoPro died. I don't know if the camera died, and then I got the live stream.
It's gonna be like weep, weep.
Yeah.
Oh well, it's all good.
It's all good. This will be. It's a fun one.
The live stream's
The
cool.
live stream's cool. But yeah, I don't know if you guys got questions or anything like that, or.
So we got a
Thanks for
question. Do
sticking
you
around.
guys often go to car meets out in the Bay Area? The ones here in Central Valley are cool, but I'd like to check out some of the meets there.
Yeah, actually today Vex is having their 8th year anniversary in Santa Clara. It's like, I think it's a half Vex, half Eliminate meet. They're also a channel on YouTube. Check those guys out. They're in San Jose. And then Vex, that's where the Rub Doctor works.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's his
Okay.
shop.
Okay.
So like, they're having an 8th, that's from like 12 to 4 today. And that's actually a perfect segue kind of to what I was saying, you know, like, I kind of wanted to go to that meet, but I wanted to sit here with my friend and talk Hondas. Like, that's kind of where I'm going. Obviously, I still want to go to the meets. And to answer your question, dude, like, yeah, there's a lot of meets here. You know, like, I know groups of people that get together every Wednesday night. There's random meets all over the place, and they're becoming less like 7th Street here in Oakland, and becoming a lot more like just chill, kick it. So I'm actually pretty proud of that.
I'm noticing, and I think it's the younger generation, and it's them being exposed to the internet, I think. But I'm noticing that people are so much more accepting these days. When
Yeah.
I go to car meets, like, I mean, I'll have Miata guys be like, dude, this is the sickest Del Sol I've ever had. I'm like, hey, your Miata's pretty tight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When we were doing this like 10 years ago, like, it was all about the mean mug. It was all about showing you what rare part that I got that you
Yeah.
don't got.
Yep.
It is seeming like it's farther and farther away from that, and maybe it's just age, but I have a lot more fun just having a conversation with somebody. You know what I
Feel
mean?
it. Yeah, definitely. And this is kind of where I'm headed, you know, and like I want to sit down and talk to people, and then yeah, obviously I'm still going to shows and stuff like that. By Central Cali, I don't know if you mean like Fresno, Bakersfield. I don't really consider like Pittsburgh and Brentwood being central. That's still, it's just like,
The thing about the Bay Area is there's a lot of big shows. So like,
yeah.
there's Week Fest, and it's like all day waiting in line to get into that sometimes. You know, and that's annoying. Or finding a parking spot.
Yeah, and Week Fest sometimes is like, it's not a huge show, like big by like sponsorship level and like glamour, and I'm using that glamour like a wide term. Like everyone knows it's Week Fest, right? So it's a big show, but dude, it's like maybe 100 cars,
and they're all so good.
so good. And so at this point, I'm starting to question myself of like, when's it end? 10 o'clock. Should I just go at 6?
You know what?
Should I go at 6? Pay that $25. I'll see all the cars in like an hour,
Yeah.
and everybody I know is still there because their shows or their
And,
cars are
and you
there.
can take a picture of them. Oh, here's the one show I will straight up put everything on is Race Wars in Sacramento.
Race Wars. Next,
you can
actually,
make-
that's next weekend. I think
It is next weekend.
Okay, cool.
We'll be there.
Nice.
If you can make it to Race Wars in Sacramento, go there. It's hands down the best meet I've ever been to in my life. It's literally a giant parking lot with all race-inspired cars,
Right.
and then on the other side is the racetrack, and just
Till 10. The show
Dude.
is literally from 12 till 10.
It's just hearing nasty Hondas all day and looking at nasty Hondas all day. Like, I mean, there's more than just that there. Hey, you know what's funny about that? There's all makes and models in the parking lot, but guess which ones are racing? GTRs or Hondas. where's all the other guys racing their shit? You know what I mean? It's like, well, I don't want to fuck it up. It's like, we're out there just
abusing it all day.
It's fucking awesome, dude.
It's pretty great.
Hey, they don't always all hold together.
No.
But, you know, we're out there doing it,
Yeah,
dude.
and let's be honest, some Hondas were put together not to last forever. Like, you just want to see how much power you can get out really quick. Like, I built that. You know, I got one good pull and it blew. Well, how much did you make? Fucking 600 all motor.
Got the ticket.
I got it though. We're starting over.
Yeah, dude. Race Wars is next weekend. If your CRX is ready, definitely try to make it out.
Dude, August 12th. Yeah, August 12th, and then the 13th in San Leandro is
classic Japanese.
No, S2KI Super Mega Meet or something like that.
I'm gonna be there
on the marina.
I'm
yeah,
it's, there for
the SL Marino is gonna be pretty cool.
Going to that.
Yeah, it's a marina's always a good spot. Dude. It's always a good spot. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I would like to see your channel turn into communities of people where we can start meeting people at these shows and shit.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, I'm just trying to bring everybody together. Like, I'm not trying to I don't know. I don't want.
We don't have to you don't have to be the guy with the fastest fucking car at the track or whatever. Like, I just want to have a cool place where I can just talk to cool people that got somewhere.
Yeah.
You know,
whatever.
Not everyone's in a position where they could have their dream car or have the quickest car. You know, Adam said it right. You know, it's like you can't hate on a guy for having his first car.
No, not at all.
You know, you don't know.
He's got his dream. You don't know what he's gone through.
Yeah.
He finally got that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And man, I'm dude, this is coming from a guy with an NSX, man. I love to see buckets sometimes. Not a piece of fucking shit, but something that someone's using every day.
Yeah.
May have one or two sick ass rare parts on there, and maybe a couple that are just not the most expensive, but they're working for him, you know.
Yep.
And maybe he's got a rusted ass fender that's dented, but he's keeping the rest of it clean, or I don't know, man. You know, I love seeing people with just cars with personality, man. You know, you buy a Porsche, and it's you buy the best shit for it. If you buy some garbage for your Porsche, people are gonna be like, you're an idiot. If you buy some garbage, but you zip tied it around and made it work and it's got character, you're doing your thing, dude.
You're doing it.
I have to respect
and
that.
I think that
and it still looks tight, man.
I think that allows everybody to develop their own flair. There's people, you know, and everyone's like, oh, it's not where I want it to be, and it's just kind of where's that?
Yeah.
Because you're never done.
Yeah.
There's never a done. You just see these cars in magazines and you're like, oh, I want to get there. But I guarantee that person who has his car on the cover is still yeah, but I cracked the fucking lip and I got to fix that and I got to fix that. And it's kind of shit. Yeah. Well, I guess it's not where you want it either.
Blemish with Sharpie.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's I don't know. A lot of cars, you look at them and you're just, I'm happy people are still wanting to do this.
Also, let's be honest, dude. Instagram changed so much, dude. Every car looks so freaking clean in a picture, man.
Yeah.
And I'll be the first one to say that my NSX, once you get close to it, you see that it's got miles on it, that it's driven. It's not I mean, well, I guess every NSX is kind of show quality in a way, but it's not it's not a perfect car.
Yeah.
And neither is my Del Sol, you know? You get close to it, you're oh, okay, it's got hella rock chips, and the radiator's still got some...
Yeah, one of the biggest things that actually reminded me of that exact thing was a long time ago, there was a red EJ1. It was the Napa Civic. It would be at every meet, it was red, it had white diamond steelies on it. They were 15x8, zero offset, straight, serial bowls for wheels, and it always had a Napa hat.
Yeah.
And it was
in the rack,
Yakima rack. Yeah. Oh, in the Yakima rack, always with the basket with a fucking Napa hat, and everyone was it's so clean.
Dude,
you see
that's
it in every
a $3,000 build.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because I saw it in person, and it was just a paint job.
It made it everywhere.
It made it everywhere. He popped the hood. It was a D15B. The bay was a different color, but it was great, and everyone loved it. He loved it.
You could be a Honda snob and be like, that thing sucks.
Yeah.
But most Honda guys are that's cool, dude.
Yeah, I like what you're doing.
Yeah.
And even now, you get that with people who are super static or fucking slammed, cambered out, and it's I wouldn't run that. But that's all I have to say about it. I probably wouldn't run that, but I'm still looking at the car I'm so happy you are.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
Yeah.
You're going through tires. to look like this right
yeah,
now.
dude, that's another thing. Like,
Yeah,
you think like the guy that stamps his car out is just like, this is the ultimate way to go, and then the track guys are like, you're an idiot. It's like, well, once you look at it from his point of view, like, that's what the scene looks like right now. Look, I'm a track guy, I'm a function guy, dude, to the core, but like, I love Stan's cars. I love seeing that, and like, if you put your shit through grief and you're bottoming out on stuff, and like, to just keep that look, like, it's not even about trying to keep that look. It's just, it really is how it looks. It looks cool, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it. You know, I'm not building my car to look like that, but I'm not mad that you did. And
No.
I'm glad there's
You need two people to lift your bumper to get over a curve and stuff like that. Like, oh, that's not functional. I'm like, no, but every day he drives like that. Every day he knows that, like, I'm going to lose my bumper on the freeway, but I look tight.
One of the cool things that I like about my NSX is the inconveniences that it gives me. Like, I like that you have to get in and out of that car really slow. There's things about it that aren't really luxurious anymore, and like, you gotta be, it's all the little like meticulous inconveniences that are fun about it.
Yeah.
Like, I like that kind of shit, dude.
Yep.
And to see like 3 dudes get out of a Civic because they gotta help a friend like pick it up to get over a speed bump, like, that entire act is hilariously awesome.
Teamwork to the max.
Yeah, like, I'm not mad at it, dude.
No.
I'm
So
not.
yeah, like, I'm really happy that all that is still happening. Like, I'm glad people are still keeping stuff like that alive.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't know what else.
Jesus. Yeah.
I don't even know how long we've been going, guys, but
Yeah, I don't either.
I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you had any questions or any thoughts, anything like that.
I mean,
Any closing statements?
yeah, I do have one closing statement.
All right.
So, here's some advice. If, you know, there's plenty of Honda guys that are way above my level, and there's plenty of Honda guys that are below my level. You always fit in somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Wherever you happen to be in the scene or in life at the moment. And I will say this. After I finished my Del Sol, things changed for me, because it wasn't about coming out Saturday morning, you know, at the crack of dawn, with things to do, with a cup of coffee, with projects. It stopped being about that, and it started being about, I finished my car and I'm gonna go drive it. Both of those things are cool. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, people tell you it's about the journey. It really is, man. Like, it's cool to drive like a finished car around, just to be like, hey, that's cool, man. And like, it's cool, but it's funny how fast that wears off. And you realize it was way more fun to have plans and projects and tinkering every day.
Yeah.
As soon as you stop tinkering, because there's nothing really left to do except buy super expensive stuff, because that's all it's come down to, because you've bought all the cheap shit and you've resprayed everything that was rusty.
Yep.
You start realizing that, like, oh man, that journey of getting it to this part was actually the fun part.
Yeah.
It really was. And I lost a little bit of that once I, you know, finished up my car, and I missed that, is all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And no matter where you are with your build, what your car is in your head is really what it is. Like, if you want your car, someday it's going to be this awesome K-Series build with, you know, with JDM this and the JDM that. It basically is that. You're just getting it there.
Yeah.
And, like, just enjoy that time of inviting your friends over, because you got to, like, you need help someone holding something so you can get your sway bar on. Or
Yeah.
That's so much fun, dude.
Definitely the journey. I completely
Because then what are you doing? You're going somewhere to take pictures of it.
Yeah.
And then you post pictures of Instagram, and you're like, cool, how many likes did I get? And it's like, that shit doesn't matter, dude.
Yeah.
You get way more. I mean, look at Tyler Fialco or Boosted Boys. Like, those guys are getting hella likes, not because they don't even have a single one nice car. Well, Tyler Fialco has nice cars, if you want to say that.
Yeah.
But Boosted Boys, those guys don't have one single nice. The nicest car they have is his red hatch.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. The rest of them are just thrown together, and I don't think
we're definitely not trashing.
I'm not trashing on anything.
Definitely.
But if you look at like this is what we were saying earlier. Like you look at Instagram and you look at WeekFest and you're like, oh my god, this is a fucking show car. And then you got their cars, which everyone respects.
Yeah.
They're just like, holy shit, you guys
Yeah.
just made that happen.
Yeah.
Charlie and his friend went to a fucking pick and pull and made a rack, and it looked tight. Put the rack on the roof, like,
Yeah.
perfect. It was
Yeah.
meant to be there, you know. And it's just like we get to watch their journey, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's just like I don't think they want it to be done.
You know, yeah, you mentioned this before, but I really wish that we had started, or wish social media was a lot further in time. By the time when we were still building.
Yes, dude.
You
There's
know?
so much we did.
My first picture of Instagram, my first Instagram post, which was still goddamn 6 years ago, I already had my case series and my splitter and all that, and I was like, you guys missed all. I didn't document all the stuff I did.
Same here. The first picture, if you go back on one of my Instagram, it's just like I was already in Vegas with my swap. We already made our splitters. We had already done a bunch of stuff, and it was just like I have no recollection of like everything we did for like the 2 or 3 years before that to even get to the point where I'm like, I'm taking a picture.
You know what it is, man?
What's that?
We're hella old, man.
It's true. We've been at this kind of a while, but yeah, I mean, I wish I cared then. YouTube existed, but I don't think what we're doing now on YouTube was a thing.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Or I
at all.
wasn't into it like that, I guess.
I guess just like the hippie in me just really wants to put out there that like just enjoy like your build in its current state, and like nothing is permanent. Life is temporary. Your car is you're borrowing your car until you die.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. It's
Like
just
you're
a
not
piece that
taking it
have
with you
for a
after
while.
that.
Nope.
So play with that shit, enjoy it, have fun with it, man.
Yep.
And enjoy the journey there, because after you finish a car, the perspective changes.
Yep.
First-hand experience, and I'm just saying it.
I'm just saying it. First-hand experience. Well, that's, totally 100% agree there. And
Yeah.
I think it's a good place to just stop.
Yeah, man,
for
thanks-
now.
thanks
yeah,
for this,
thanks
dude.
for doing this.
That
dude.
was cool.
It's super fun.
Yeah,
super
man.
fun. I'm sure we're going to do plenty more of these Honda Vlogs podcast, episode 2 with DJ, a.k.a. Sleeperhonda. I don't know if you want to shout out how people can follow you. And
Yeah, I mean, everything Sleeperhonda. Sleeperhonda on Instagram, sleeperhonda.com, Sleeperhonda Facebook. I mean, there you go.
Awesome,
That's
dude.
it.
Yeah. If you got this far, I super appreciate it. We were live streaming that, so this edit might be weird. I got a GoPro, I got my DSLR, I got to put it all together. Yeah, dude, guys on the stream, if you're still watching, again, I appreciate it. Thanks for following. Like it, leave a comment. Hopefully more people join and see this later. I do have an edited version of this hopefully coming up soon. Maybe Friday, like I dropped the last one last Friday. Sorry, it's in landscape. We couldn't get the other way to work.
This guy's entire like system over here is pretty ghetto, and I'm sure he's gonna get
instantly. I'm gonna fix it. It's like the first time. Well, you want to do live stream? Let's do live stream. Make it happen. And then now, the process of deciding you want to live stream this, instantly everything flipped in my head. Like, oh, okay, I know how to do this correctly. But I actually had to do it. I couldn't think about doing it, and then like having the time. I had to actually force myself to do this, to be like, nope, I know how to properly do things. I can do this better next time. But anyways, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more episodes of the podcast.
Stage ADM.
Yeah, Stage ADM. Later, guys. I don't know if there's anyone on the live stream still. What's good? I'm gonna cut this.
Right on, guys. That was cool.
Oh, there's hell of them, yeah. Homebrew. Wrench Life, what's good? I'll throw you guys at the end. Later, guys. Have a good one. What's up, Welshie? All right, guys. Have a good one. See you guys later. Peace.
It was tight.